work with him? And what do you think his big influence was on your work?
Yeah, Alex Toth is probably one of the primary influences on my work, that's for sure. And although we never did get a chance to actually work together, there was one incident where I think we almost did. And shortly before he died, he'd been discussing the notion of doing Bravo for Adventure in color. But he wanted to color it himself by hand. And he was very adamant about that. And the publisher, Dragon Lady Press, up in Canada, up in my hometown, had printed Bravo in the black and white form, and he had approached them about the color project. So I'd come up with this very, a way that we could do this the way Alex wanted. And I had gone to great lengths in this long letter to explain to him how we could facilitate what he wanted and make it easy for him. And he didn't reply. I remember he got back to the publisher and said, "Tell that kid to leave me alone." So I gave it a shot. But no, we never did work together. Probably his most profound influence on me was when I was young and enjoying comics. Neil Adams was, to me, the greatest artist that had ever walked the face of the earth. And in many ways, I still think that. But I had always believed that the detail, and the level of detail in his work was a big part of what made a comic book artist good. And I can remember the first time I saw Alex's work, it really turned me off. Because I thought, it's like a friggin' coloring book. This doesn't look like the stuff I like. But what I found was I was compelled to go back to it over and over. And I started to look at it, and the more I looked at it, the more it started to make sense to me. That he was capable of stripping it down to this point and still giving you a clear and dynamic image. And I liken it to this. You know, you'll hear a song on the radio, and if you love it, the minute you hear it, a week later you're sick of it. But if it takes a couple of weeks for that song to grow in you, that song stays with you for the rest of your life. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Neil hit me like that. But Alex, it took a while to creep in, and by the time I had time to reflect on it, he was like right inside me, you know, in terms of the whole foundation of how I think about the work. So yeah, he's been a huge influence on me.
Actually, it's interesting because I had almost an identical experience. Neil Adams, when I was a kid, was my favorite comic artist. And plenty of other guys I liked, but he was my favorite. And I also wasn't really crazy about Toad the first time I saw his stuff. But then I saw this one job he did that was actually the Batman job.
Oh, sure. Close to the Killer's Guy.
Yeah. And there was something about it that really appealed to me and really grew on me. And, you know, I think, you know, I don't know, I don't want to sound snobbish. I think you have to, it's an acquired taste. You know, my wife used to make fun of me because I like cranberry juice, and she would say, it's an acquired taste. But I think Alex Toth is like that too. You know, you don't always quite, I don't know, get it is the right word, but it's something that really does grow on you. And I mean, he's just, you know, such a fantastic storyteller. You know, he, from a young kid, probably, definitely in my top 5 of all time.
One of the other ways I try to explain this, because my work is fairly simple and open, is you talk about what translates or what connects with people, like what connects with them on an emotional level. And probably, again, one of the clearest examples I can give you is, we can take one of Alex Ross's paintings, you know, very talented friend, of a smiling person, and he will nail it. He will, it looks almost like a photograph. He's got every line in the right place, and his smile is perfect. Now you take that painting, and you put it beside a yellow circle with a black smile and 2 dots. Now which one's known worldwide as happy? It's the simple image. The simpler the image, the broader the audience you're going to be able to cut across. The less detail there is, the closer you're getting to the truth of what's in the image, and the easier it's going to be for the most amount of people to get what it is you're trying to put across. At least that's the way I feel about it. least that's the way I feel about it. At least that's the way I feel about it.
Listen to your woman, but not closely.